never think, I never know. I'm stuck and left alone. I've been lost, I've been fine. My cause is not defined. Won't you kiss me? Won't you play? Won't you drive me? Ain't no way I could deny you, I could stray. Won't you kiss me? Ain't no way. Won't you? Won't you come and try me now? Come and try me now. I was never left alone. I never think, I never know. I'm stuck and left alone. I've been lost, I've been fine. My cause is not defined. Won't you kiss me? Won't you play? Won't you drive me? Ain't no way I could deny you, I could stray. Will you kiss me? Ain't no way. I was never left alone.
What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's cracking, lacking? You know what I'm saying? What's cracking, lacking? You know what I'm saying? How's everybody in the chat? You know, Zed, I'm working late. Sean, you're yuck. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you? Char Willie's in the building. RBSOP. Char Willie, our esteemed elders. DJMuziq. Oh man, the elder was going off earlier this week. We want to get the continuation of that. You know what I'm saying? The petty spirit was with him. Last week, the our honorable Pimp Greasy, Reverend Pimp Greasy came through and kind of took over the show. He went on a rant. You know, he's from the church of Wadham. What about these black mamas? He may make occasional appearance every now and again for the YouTube streets to give an ear to the YouTube streets. But how's everybody doing on this Friday's Eve? It is Friday for me, but it is Thursday for you. How are you doing? We're going to get into a lot of things today on today's show. We're going to talk about a lot of myriad topics, articles and things of that nature. But before we get it cracking and getting it on, because we like to start the show early, I set it at 11:30 my time, which is 10:30 your time, because I have to take account of daytime. Say, you know what I mean? So it's 11:30. Well, right now it's 11:23 a.m. on a Friday, which is 10:30. 10:23, my bad, p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is 9:23 Central Standard Time. If I got those right, Sean, can you let us know what time it is over there in the wonderful place of in Germany? So we got it all covered, right? We got people meeting on the East Coast. We got people Central Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? I think we got our esteemed lady Vaughn, and she's over on the West Coast, and I'm over in Japan. We got our brother Jay Sean over in Germany. Um, and you know what I'm saying? So that takes care of pretty much the globe, right? Yeah. So I'm in Asia, he's in Europe, and we got the Americas. So look at that. Oh man, you burning the they ain't even the midnight oil. That's the early morning oil. It's like 4:23 in the morning over there. So we all on all time zones. That's what we do because we show our work. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, young Link? What's going on with your family? So, how's everybody's week been? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me, shout out, like, you know what I mean? Did y'all get y'all things accomplished? Are you staying safe out there? We are at the tail end of sundress season. We are going into the summer. You know what I'm saying? May is the end of sundress season. We are going into hot girl summer. You know what I mean? That's what they call it now. That's what they call it in the YouTube streets, hot girl summer. So we go from cuffing season to, I guess, sundress season to hot girl summer. You know what I'm saying? So there's been a lot going on. These cases have been going out through the roof. These countries are getting hit hard. Um, so stay safe out there. A lot of these states, some states have said that you don't have to wear your mask outside if you're vaccinated, if you're not. I think the elder on yesterday's show on CRBJ, he was talking about how you know who's vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? How you know, right? So, we don't really know who's vaccinated, so keep yourself safe. Wear your mask. Your mask is there to basically kind of protect other people from yourself, kind of give you some semblance of, something other than just walking around there naked. You know what I'm saying? But protect yourself as much as possible, right? There's a lot of things going on in the news. I want to talk about this, this opening thing. I didn't put it in here, but it just popped up. The Kwame Brown situation. Now, that's the trending thing right now to social media. He said, "What are your thoughts?" Kevin said, "It was your prodigy song." You know what? We can. I'll talk about that in a second, right? And that'll segue into the Kwame Brown. That'll segue after the Kwame Brown thing. Kwame Brown, if anybody doesn't know, he was a number one overall pick in the draft years ago. This is when Michael Jordan first became majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets, Bobcats, whatever you want to call it. I think it was the Charlotte Bobcats at the time. But he was straight out of high school. And I think he was the last, after they did that one, like you couldn't draft nobody out of high school. I think he was the last one. No, I think LeBron, but either way, he was the number one draft pick and they called him a bust, right? And he made about 90 million over his career on 3 or 4 different teams. He bought his, he's a really good dude, but his career wasn't what they panned it out to be. And a lot of that was the breaking down of his psyche and his confidence, because Michael Jordan is not the best person to build confidence. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Queen of the South? How you doing? There we go. There's the sister Vonda. How you doing, sis? Hey, there you go. Grab the pearls, right? But y'all can go check it out. He did some response videos because people have been talking about this young man. Well, he's not a young man. He's older now. He's probably he's older than me. But they've been talking about this man for a while, how he was a bust, how he didn't do this and how he didn't do that. But the problem is that, leadership is about developing people. And tearing a person down, telling them you ain't this, you ain't that, especially a young man straight out of high school. He's being thrown in the lines then. And a lot of people that are in the NBA that you think are scrubs, they belong in the NBA. Not everybody's going to be a LeBron James, Michael West, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal talent, but they belong there because it's a very select few. Shar says she just finished watching the Kwame stream. He's a real dude. Yeah, he's a real dude. It's a job. You know, he did his job the best of his ability. Think about it. He's an 18-year-old. He didn't go to college, and he didn't go to college so he could take care of his family. And he took care of his family in his community, and he's the patriarch of his family. He's trying to do the best thing, the best thing. Is that, yeah, the 6-man award is real. Yeah, it is real. It is real. So now we want to talk about what the I'll segue into what he's talking about. Sorry, Young Link. What do you think about? Here's the thing, okay? Any relationship coach, okay? If I go to you for relationship advice and I want to be married, right? And you're not married at the time, but you were married, and you've been divorced twice, and you've been in separate relationships. The only thing that you can tell me is how you failed at those relationships, because you can't obviously tell me how you succeeded at said relationship at the time. When it comes to marriage, you can just give me your opinion. Now, if I take your opinion as fact, then that's on me. So he does say he's not a relationship, he's not a licensed psychiatrist, a clinical psychiatrist. So these people, albeit they call in, and it's theater, right? It's like watching Love and Hip Hop. It's like watching Jerry Springer or something like that. So is he a fraud? Yeah, well, if the advice doesn't work, yeah, because there's no what? There's no evidence. Is he out here getting money? Yeah. Have we been preconditioned to think that way? Sure. You know, we watched any whatever. So is he getting a lot of it? You know what I'm saying? Everybody fakes it till they make it. And this is Hollywood, this is show business at the end of the day, right? Unless he's up there giving you some detailed stuff. Like he's not building anything or making anything tangible, you know, where there has to be some correction and there has to be a product. His product is basically selling an ideology to people. And that's dangerous about being charismatic. And his content is not really for men no more. It's actually for women. So he's basically replacing the Derek Jackson model, right? Because Derek Jackson was doing the same thing. He just got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's worried about Kevin getting his hand caught in the cookie jar. Worried about Kevin getting his hand caught in the bread box, if you get what I'm saying. Your salute to the commander. What's going on? What's going on, She? So now that I did my opening diatribe and stuff like that, we would like to get into our, you know what I'm saying? We would like to get into our first article here. What I'm going to do is, so y'all can follow along, because when I say it's the link is in the description, people, you know, y'all don't read. You got to read. Read. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to read. So I'm not going to bore y'all with the ridiculous details, but this is the first article right here. We're talking about finance and stuff like that. We're going to bring this up on our first segment here. And our first segment here is we're going to talk about the government. Okay. We're going to talk about the government here and share the screen here. Google tab. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Pull that up. Having technical difficulties, y'all. So we're gonna learn something today. I entertained y'all Pimp Greasy entertained y'all last week. So we're gonna learn something today. You know, Sesame Street around here. White House group gets to work on a plan to increase unionizations of U.S. workers. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? This is Char's favorite word, pension, pension, pension. That's what this means. This is a pension, pension, pension. So let me bring this back. Okay. So you have the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, is right here. U.S. Vice President Harris posts in Providence, Rhode Island, right? The White House on Thursday launched. Now, this is an article. Let me go back here. This is an article. This is May 14th, okay? Now, May 14th. It is the 20th for you guys. So this is May 14th. So this is 6 days ago. If you happen to miss this in the news, with all the, other stuff that was going on. But this is really pertinent because this is unionizing. The unionization of workers protects your rights as workers against corporations, which lead to protecting your pensions. All right. Pension, pension, pension. We're going to keep saying that, right? Remember, that's Char's favorite word, pension, pension, pension. And she's right. You know what I'm saying? So the White House on Thursday launched an effort to increase the American workers' belonging to unions, address income inequality, and readdress a power imbalance that favor employers. Okay? Y'all heard about the thing with the Amazon where they were keeping their employees from unionizing. The agenda was unveiled at the first meeting of President Biden's Labor Task Force, which he created in April. Vice President Kamala Harris, who leads the group, said the work was a high priority for the administration. When there are more union members, there is less income inequality, she said. Harris also said the COVID-19 pandemic exposed the fractures in the system designated to protect worker rights, from whom things were bad. Today, they're even worse, she said. A White House official told Reuters, which is the press basically, that between 1979 and 2020, the percentage of American workers represented by a union dropped by 14.9 percentage points. According to an analyst, because of that drop, American workers are losing out on $200 billion a year in wages and benefits they could have achieved under union contracts, the official said. Now, think about it. Why would the government incentivize unions? Because you can tax unions, right? All of these stimulus checks that they've been giving out, the money has to come from somewhere. You've been hearing about them states repealing this actual extra $300 a month in unemployment benefits. That talk about this America get back to work, but you have to incentivize people to get back to work, because if they're making more money on unemployment than being at work, then why would I go back to a job where you can just kick me out of it? And then you've been instituting automation, sending jobs overseas. The people are just fed up, right? The everyday people, especially with this pandemic, has really brought it to light. So you got to incentivize. You got to have some stopgap measures. The reason I'm bringing you this information right now is because this is what's coming down the pipeline. So when you go back to work, however way they trying to get you back to work, you're going to be, in some major cases, you're going to have to join a union to protect your job. And unions don't just protect you for free, so a percentage of your wages go to the union to keep the upkeep. You know what I'm saying? And the unions collectively bargain for your place at the workplace, and that's where strikes go into place, and collective bargaining agreements and shared profits and all of that stuff. It's harder to fire a person on a job if they are connected to a union than if they're not. It really is. Matter of fact, if you want to see how instrumental unions are, look at the police. They're unionized to the high heavens. So let's see what we got to say in these comments right here. Okay. Let's see what we got to say in these comments right here. Oh, what's up, She? What's going on? You know, the good old boys. Derek Jackson had his fall from grace, I predict. Yep, you sure enough is right. But, Derek Jackson over there with TD Jakes. So he's safe for now. He went gore. Hold on before Pimp Crazy come in here and try to take over the mic again. Okay, let's see. Okay. So let's see what our esteemed brethren. You can tax unions, but the government doesn't have to pick up the bill for lazy corporations that refuse to provide health care, insurance policies, and some kind of a retirement. Facts. See, so basically by the government subsidizing these unions, because, it's a government program, right? So basically they're going to build these unions, right, to go against the corporation to set up this infrastructure. They can tax the unions, they can tax the corporation, they can tax the people that's a part of the union, to basically, without the government having to make a whole task force. And guess what? The unions do something else. because the government can only do something. They can only do but so much because of what? States' rights. But the unions are usually founded in that state, so it supersedes that states' rights bull crap that they always got to pull. So is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? We'll see in due time, but I want you guys to understand what's going on, right? So you can understand when, if you're already in the workforce, what's coming down the pipeline, and if you're going back into the workforce, what needs to happen. Okay. So let's see, Queen of the South, people doing all of this independent contracting don't understand the power of unions. Facts. Matter of fact, as you know, you can be an independent contractor and a part of a union also. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that too. You know, between other independent contractors, you can unionize. The Better Business Bureau is some sort of a stopgap to somewhat of a union. But yeah, you're right. You're right, Queen Inside. Absolutely right. So the link to this article is in the description box also, but it's also, I dropped it in the chat. So make sure you guys read it on your own time. But this is what came down the pipeline just recently. Okay, so we're going to move on to something that's going on that people don't really know about. Now, if you've noticed, they've been doing a lot of this thing of repealing abortion laws, rights for women, defunding Planned Parenthood. And you're probably wondering, why are these evangelicals really on this? Well, this is a thing. This is a worldwide phenomenon that's going on. A lot of keeping your butt in the house. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got nothing to do and you got to be with your significant other, there's a lot of people pregnant, if you haven't noticed, since last year, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people popping up pregnant from last year. Okay, so and we know why. You get people, you know, and they can't go anywhere. They got to watch Netflix and have to chill. Guess what's going to happen, right? So what's basically happened? There's a thing, right? Because a lot of older people have passed because of the pandemic, but people are not. There's a baby shortage in the world. It's not just in the U.S. It's not just in Asia. It's a baby shortage in the world. So bring this up to you so you know what's coming down the pipeline. The Pope warns against Italy's demographic winter. Speaking at a conference on Italy's dearth of babies, Pope Francis said polls showed most young people wanted to have children but were worried about the rising costs. Their dreams of a new life, the seeds of the country's rebirth, come up against the demographic winter that is cold and dark, the Pope said. For the future to be good, we need to look after families, especially young families, who are beset by worries that risk paralyzing their life plans. I am thinking of fears caused by the increased unaffordable cost of raising children. The sharp fall in 2020 in the number of babies born in many countries have been blamed on the stress of uncertainty generated by COVID. But the long-term fertility trends across much of the developed world has been in decline for some years. The Pope also took aim at young people, saying some role models set the wrong example by being obsessed over the appearance and not being willing to make the sacrifices needed to raise a family. Staying young does not come from taking selfies, touch-ups, but from being able to look into the eyes of your children one day, he says. Now, you see how this is going down. Nick, what's going on? What's going on? Nick is in the building. Yes, right. So basically, you have to incentivize marriage, right? You have to incentivize it, and the way that you incentivize it is what? Financially incentivizing marriage. Now, you got to get people back to work. People got to make a living. The cost of living has to go down. You have to incentivize families. So this is basically a worldwide phenomenon. It's not just in the US, it's everywhere, right? Now, if you got the Pope saying this publicly, right, which drives the Judeo-Christian mindset, then what's going to happen? So over time, they're going to do what? Now, who does this really affect? because they keep telling us we making too many babies. We need to be, you know what I'm saying, all of these babies, right? But who's it really affecting? Because if you don't have any children, you don't have any babies, you don't have any future parishioners for the church. You know what I'm saying? But let me read what our esteemed brother Cerulean has to say here. Even in other countries that manufacture products for American products have given the nod in support of for global tax coupled with labor unions, it's targeted at rebuilding domestic economy. These are facts. Queen of the South. Italy has been on a population decline for a while, and they are Catholic. It's crazy. Yes. Yes. Everybody's been on a population decline. Even over here in Asia, they on a population decline. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Well, China's problem is they got too many men and not enough women because they had that one child policy when it came to girls a long time ago. That was stupid. The church need them chilling for the future ties. You're right about that, Sean. Sean said, think that will take 5 years to happen. We will see. Queen of the South. Facts. Folks got used to the church online now. They're going to really need a damn building fund. That is facts. They've actually been shutting down a lot of churches, a lot of Catholic churches in dioceses in the States because of a lack of funding. Money bags. That is right. The money bags. So that is that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in the description box below. Now we're gonna talk about this also. We're going to get into this other thing here, and what I mean this other thing, we know there's a pandemic running rampant, is running around. It's not as hitting as hard as it was, or it's not promoted that it's hitting as hard because the cases are going up, but the death ratio has gone down in a lot of first world countries. But in India, and I brought this up earlier. That in India, right up there, in India, about their brain drain of doctors. That 1 out of every 7 doctors in America are from the country of India. Okay, and I brought this up. So what's been going on, and we're going to get into our health segment right here. We're going to get into our health segment. But let me read what our esteemed Cerulean has typed in the chat here, and what our Mars have typed in the chat, or the people in the chat, right? Rather. So let me pull out esteemed Cerulean's comment up here. Let me read it for y'all. Because the economy is what support family, the Pope Francis statement speaks to a religious restoration of classical Christian-based values. This is all prep work for the 4th Industrial Revolution. Now, if you don't know what Cerulean is talking about, please go over to his channel, and he breaks it down into great detail, way better than I do. I just simplify it and put it into Kool-Aid form. He puts it like super concentrated. Okay, so. And he's actually speaking facts there. So we're going to go into our health section. Okay. I'm going to drop off this article here. Did I put that other article in there? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So this is what's been going on in India, right? I'm not going to read the article to you because I have visual aids for this, right? I have visual aids for this. Yes, I do. I have visual aids. I'm going to drop this in the chat box right here. You read it at your own leisure, right?
Rituals. They believe that it has the story and the following footage disturbing.
Hold on. Let me show it to y'all. Now, what we're going to see here is what happens when you have a brain drain in the country and people ain't thinking straight.
Doctors in India are sounding the alarm against alternative coronavirus treatments. People have been looking to unproven methods, with some even turning to cow dung. A warning, some viewers may find this story and the following footage disturbing. For centuries, Hindus have used cow dung to clean their homes and for prayer rituals. They believe that it has therapeutic and antiseptic properties. For now, what people are doing is, well, they're covering their bodies in it, and they believe that it will either boost their immunity against the coronavirus or perhaps help in.
Hey, y'all, look. I'm pretty sure y'all just want, yeah, exactly, Chandra. Yes, 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 yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Look, I'm waiting for the chat to go in. If you had a choice, if someone put a gun to your head and say, you gonna put that on you or you gonna take the vaccine, just take the vaccine. Just take the vaccine. Okay? Now, this is their beliefs. So, I'm just saying, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But they said this is a thing. They spread it in the house like antiseptic. They've been doing this for centuries. You know what I'm saying? This is India. But think about this. 1 out of every 7 of your doctors that are in the United States come from this country. I'll say that again because I said it last stream. 1 out of every 7 doctors that are in the United States come from this country. Let me bring it back.
Their recovery.
सीधा कोविड पेशेंट्स के टच में मुझे काम करना होता था, तो उतना एक मानसिक स्ट्रेस बना रहता था कि पता नहीं कब मैं संक्रमित हो जाऊंगा और कब मेरी भी हालत इन पेशेंट्स के जैसी हो जाएगी। लेकिन हर हफ्ते, हर इतवार के दिन हम लोग मैंने ये पंचगव्य दिव्य गव्य स्नान आरंभ किया है। लेकिन जब से मैंने स्नान आरंभ किया है, मेरे अंदर एक स्फूर्ति और
Now it says cow dung and cow urine every Sunday of the week. This practice bathing is giving me a new energy and positively. Yeah, all right, go ahead.
और एक आत्मविश्वास का अनोखा संचार हुआ है, जो कि मुझे किसी भी परिस्थिति का सामना करने से जरा भी संकोच नहीं रहता है।
But doctors say that there's no scientific proof and the practice risks spreading other diseases. It could also lead to a false sense of security.
People should also understand when using an excreta of an cow, which is being considered as a sacred animal, that is bound to increase some.
Hey man, look. Shasha, man, I can't. That new energy. Hold on, I gotta go back because Cerulean was dropping something in here, so I gotta read these real quick. AI is still not at the level where it is sufficient or even efficient. Still needed skilled labor because the fourth industrial revolution is a lot more expansive than previously anticipated. These are facts. This was Cerulean said in the chat. And this is also what he said. It is going to create even more jobs, but of the more specialized and technical aspect that why you also see the reemergence of get paid to go to school. These are facts. So, you know what I'm saying? So back to hold on. I cannot open them chakras right up. Bruh, just give me the shot. Let's bring them back in.
Zoonotic or infectious disease more.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So, what is going on? Need some conscious treatment. Hold on. Need some conscious treatment. 2 girls, 1 cow. Yeah, I'm done with y'all, man. I'm done with y'all. But, you know, you see that the sound reasoning that this doctor's trying to give from what's going on, this isn't cool, right? So that right there is what's going on with the health thing. India's really been hit hard. I even saw an article with them talking about using flesh-eating turtles to get rid of the bodies that people have been dumping because they can't bury their dead because there's so many people dying, you know. So now we're going to go. Okay, so now we're going to talk about education. Okay, so this is for, you know, this is in Cali, but this should be applied to a lot of other places too. Go check it out. If you have any young people graduating this year that made it through graduation or next year and so forth, but this is an article that needs to bring light to the table and need to be looked into it. Okay, just put the link in the description. Now we're in our educational. Now we're in our education section. Okay, so what's going on now is University of California agrees to nix SAT and ACT in administration decisions in settlement with minority students. Okay, so the University of California agreed to no longer consider the SAT or the ACT scores when making admissions and scholarship decisions under a settlement finalized Friday in a 2019 lawsuit filed on behalf of low-income students of color and students with disabilities. The 10-campus system, which has more than 280,000 students statewide, decided not to continue fighting a judge's injunction issued last fall that barred it from considering the scores for admission even when submitting voluntarily. The San Francisco Chronicle reported that students may still elect to submit SAT or ACT scores to satisfy the entry-level writing requirement or for the placement in courses. The law argued that low-income students of color were at a disadvantage because the standardized test questions often contain inherent biases that more privileged children are better equipped to answer, and wealthier students often take expensive prep courses to boost scores that others cannot afford. Okay, so this is very true, and I'm gonna tell you why. I scored a 1200 on my SAT when I took it. The only reason why I scored a 1200 SAT because we had a charter program because the school I went to was chartered by John. It was a charter school underneath John Hopkins. And they had Princeton Review come down. Princeton Review are the authors of the SAT. So we were actually taking the SAT prep course. And when we took the SAT prep course, right, because a lot of our athletes, their grades were good, but they were failing the SAT. Right. So they found out that in these inner cities, these black kids couldn't pass the SAT. Right. If everybody remember Boys in the Hood, that was the sticking point of him getting that scholarship. Right. Even though he died, his SAT scores. So we took the Princeton Review, which showed us the tips and tricks of how to take the SAT. Right. And, you know, teach us certain things or whatever. And then when we took it, everybody averaged at least a minimum of about maybe a 900 to 1,000, right? So yes, this is very true. Queen of the South puts up here, Black and Latino students usually are not the best at standardized testing for different and similar reasons. I kicked ass on my SAT though. Yep, and Queen of the South said I did take a prep course. Yes, exactly. That prep course is very fundamental when taking the SAT. Let's see, college prep and AP courses are only offered in better funded schools. These are facts. These are facts. Exactly. Yeah. I got that 1,200. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I got a scholarship to college, but I wanted to go to Morehouse and be a Q and shit. I went to the Navy because Morehouse didn't offer no out of state tuition scholarships or nothing like that. Crazy, right? So, but it used to be before they added the writing portion. You are in dating. Yep, exactly. Yeah. I know. I'm dating myself. Yeah, I'm 40. I'm gonna be 40. I got what? Next month is June, so I'll be 40 in 3 months. Yep, I'll wear it with a badge of honor. I made it. I got gray and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm happy with it. You know what I'm saying? 3 months, I officially claim being a grandpa. I got 2 grandkids in 3 months though. But yes, so if you know anybody, right, that is going to college, and this may not just be applying to the West Coast, so make sure you spread the information and tell people, check on that. These kids, the students may not have to take the SAT to get into these colleges, to get these scholarships and grants and things of that nature, to get college acceptance. What's going on, crew? So that link did I put it in here? Yeah, I put it in the description box. I put it in the chat. It's in the description box, but it's in the chat. So check that out also. Okay. Now, we got another one, right? So we've been having this thing where if everybody know about the Deshaun Watson thing, about the massage therapist, 22 women came forward and all this other crazy stuff and yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? They do like the ACT in the South. I do notice that. Yeah, in the southern states, they do like the ACT versus the SAT. Yeah. So something's been going on in the great state of Ohio. Okay, but this thing about Deshaun Watson, about the massage therapist, we don't know if it's true or false. It's all too convenient when that stuff comes out. You can't say it didn't happen. You can't say it did happen, but you have to be taught this type of behavior. This behavior has to be incentivized. For it to go on for long periods of time, someone has to be culpable with this behavior. Now, I like to give the hats off to the students that stood by this, because this is the after effect or the cause and effect of the Me Too movement. And the reason why I'm going to say this, I'm going to bring this up. Take it how you will. This is just the news. I'm bringing it to you. This is in the educational section because we know who will be the most affected by this, right? And this, well, let's just play it, then I'll let you guys see for yourself.
Investigation reveals Tonight, a college football scandal with no criminal charges and no sanctions, but a whole lot of intrigue. Ohio State University says an investigation reveals a female massage therapist targeted football players for sex. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Andrew Kinsey. Tonight we have team coverage, our sports team of Dave Holmes and Dom Tiberi taking a look at what that report says. And I spoke to that woman by phone to get her side of the story. Let's begin with Dom and Dave with our team coverage.
Well, this is certainly a bizarre one. This is the report we were given by the university. It involves Ohio State football players and a 41-year-old massage therapist. The university says she met Ohio State football players online, offered to give them massages and have sex with them. The report says the scheme took place from 2018 to 2021. It says the woman reached the players via social media. Again, she is 41 years old and lives some 2 hours away in Northeast Ohio.
Now, y'all hear this, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up, okay, I'm pretty sure she wasn't talking to the guy at the back of the bench that doesn't get on the field. So who was she targeted? Who was she targeted? This is the thing. This is the thing that I want to point out. Who was she targeted? She's a massage therapist. She's 41 years old. Why are you targeting Ohio State football players? Oh, because they're most likely to go weird, to get drafted. Look at who won the national championships. If you look at the draft, look at who has been taken in the draft. If it ain't from Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama, Auburn, LSU, who's the LSU, UCLA, USC, Georgia. Like if you know, think about this for a second. She drove 2 hours away. Not even getting a baby. She's 41 years old. So what is she going to do? The guy gets on. She hits the jackpot. She hits him with the Me Too stick. She hits him with the Me Too stick. Right? And this is why I brought up the Deshaun Watson thing. So she's been doing this for a while. Offering massages and sex. So are they paying for this? A lot of these university students on this football program, a lot of them don't got money. So can they pay for this sex? She giving it to them for free? What is she doing? Right? And these young dudes are going to do what? Black football stimulus package. Exactly. So she's preying on these young men, right? And I'm glad this came up, but I'm gonna keep playing. It.
Players involved range from 18 to 20 years old. The report says she was driven by a desire for physical and sexual contact with the players. The report also says she only contacted football players. No other sports were involved. The report indicates that 20 players received a massage from her and 5 players admitted to having sexual activities. Following an investigation by the medical board, the massage therapist has lost her license for sexual misconduct with 1 or more clients. She has also been barred from being on Ohio State University property. The university has also referred her to the prosecutor's office. Now, we met earlier today with Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith. Dave Holmes, he says there are no NCAA violations in this case.
Yeah, Dom, according to the Ohio State Athletic Director, Gene Smith, this is the process. Ohio State has an investigation. If they think an NCAA violation has occurred, they report it. Now, in this case, Ohio State says no violation has occurred. And
hold on, wait a minute. She ain't get charged with nothing. We don't see her face. We don't know who she is. She preying on minors, on children, 18 years of age, right? 18 years of age. Well, you know, you got to look at the state of Ohio, right? Because it said it was consensual. 5 of them was consensual. So what about the other ones? Maybe they don't want to say nothing. She gave 20 of them massages. So that means how was she able to get access and know who it is? So look, man, this is crazy. And you know who it is. You know it's occurring. It's legal. Yes, 18 is legal. You know what I'm saying? So you know who it is. Hold on. Chief Keef has a baby mom in her 40s, one of many. Y'all I can't with you, Queen of the South. You know what I'm saying? The desire for physical, okay, aka money. Exactly. She was gonna Me Too them to death. Man, I'm telling you. Where's the picture? Exactly, Vaughn. Where's her picture at? You know what I'm saying? Those young men didn't stand a chance. You're damn right. No, they didn't. She up there rubbing on them and stuff. You know what I mean? She got 40 years of experience of massage therapy. She wanted that young meat. She wanted them young football players. She ain't with the basketball players. Because the basketball players, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, look, let's be honest, right? When you're a football player, no one really gets to see your face like that unless you take your helmet off. Basketball players, they get to see your face, right? So, you know, I'm just saying. You know, man, look, it's 18 is legal. Anglerfish. I can't. Oh, y'all going in. I know she ain't black for two reasons. They gave her a title and not her government name too. If she was black, she would only deal with one, two. You know what I'm saying? What we gonna call this one? I need some names. Can we get some hashtags on the Karen? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? $5 Karen. You know what I'm saying? We need some $5. Basketball players have guaranteed contracts in the NBA. Facts, and they already got a chick. They you know what I'm saying? They already got a chick already. They they ain't worried. You know, the football team's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me let it ride. Let's keep it playing.
Gene Smith says the NCAA agrees with him. If you're wondering how getting a free massage is not a violation, Gene Smith said it came down to the intent. He said this woman came up with a scheme and her goal was to benefit herself by having sexual interactions with the players on the football team. Gene Smith also said no players on that team are in any trouble because of this ordeal. Gene Smith gave us the following statement. I'm thankful that our student athletes, coaches, and staff were honest, forthright, and open during the investigation.
Hold on, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all in the comments section. Now, they will finally get somebody willing to do the damn deed. Now, this is Reverend Dr. Bishop Pim Greasy. I had to come in here real quick. Now, hold on. Let me pour this yum. Now, I had to move him out the way. He took a little bathroom break. But we're going to talk about this woman. This woman is doing the God's work, right? Y'all claim that we don't get enough of the pussy. Mm-hmm. And this woman is really trying to give us the pussy. She's trying to give these young, supple black men the pussy. Mm-hmm. And by our Saint Kevin, you know what I'm saying, by his child support, we shall be healed. So why are y'all tripping over here? I don't understand. This woman deserves her day. There was no charges filed. She was doing a community service. Will y'all do it? Are y'all going to run through a whole football team? Because y'all she picked high value young men. That's right. All of them. All 150 of them at Ohio State. That's right. Massage oil. That's right. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, y'all should be smart. Y'all should be investing in shea butter and massage oil and everything. Right now, the stock is going up. Crypto that shit. Praise him. Oh, wait a minute. He's coming back. Well, y'all have a good one. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let the young lady talk.
And I'm really thankful they maintain confidentiality, affording the investigation the opportunity to operate without distraction and to be able to operate with integrity. So, once again, no NCAA violations, no player suspensions. Gene Smith said he's hoping this story will serve as a learning experience for other universities around the country.
Now, as journalists, it is our responsibility to get both sides of the story. And this case, well, it's no different. After hearing the details from the university's independent investigation, we reached out to get the other side directly from the woman accused of running this scheme. While she was not identified in the report, there were several indicators that allowed us to independently find Robin Bassani. Tonight, she told me she's not the predator that she's being portrayed as. In fact, she denies the allegations by the university, claiming she was in a consensual relationship that lasted a year.
Under no circumstances did I ever approach any football players for a sexual relationship. Did any develop? Yes. It was never approached that way, ever. And I was never, of the people that I did develop that kind of relationship with, none of it was initiated by me. I've read several reports that I targeted them for sexual gratification, that I approached them I manipulated them. I mean, they're college kids. First of all, I wouldn't even need to manipulate them with massage.
You hear that right, dog? She was doing God's work. They approached her. She was putting that game. She was putting that game on them. Look at that right there. I told you. You look at that right there. Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen to her. She didn't have to do anything. They was just trying to chase the pussy. You know what I'm saying? And we over here, but you know what she wasn't? She wasn't one of those black mamas. You can hear it in her voice. Yeah. Yes, buddy. She was doing the Lord's work. She was one with her poetry. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Let's hear more from her with our esteemed sister has to say. Let's play it again.
Second of all, I work with professional athletes in the Cleveland area. This is what I do. Not sexual misconduct, not sexual, innuendos. It's just not, it's blown wildly out of proportion.
She's a hoe. It's okay. Just embrace it. That's what I'm talking about. She says she worked with professional athletes in the Cleveland area, maybe for the Browns. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, hoeing is life. That's what I'm talking about. Get him. Look at that. Look at the sister down there in the chat. She says, Pastor Jamal Bryant got a massage therapist pregnant. Those massage therapists get it. Maybe. Maybe. If Ling Ling would have did that, they wouldn't have got shot up. Now you got to sit up there. Y'all got to take notes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's bring the sister back up here. Testify for the Lord of poetry and debauchery. Tell Reverend Pip Greasy all your sins. Lay them and throw yourself on the mercy of the Red Pill Court.
And to keep the university's hands clean.
Some are wondering, since you're 41 and these players are 18, 20, do you feel any type of way about having a relationship with someone that young?
Would you, as a man, feel some type of way about having a sexual relationship with a young woman?
I would, personally, but I'm asking you the question.
I feel fine about it.
Okay.
Now, we reached out to the university.
Look at that. She's stand on her disrespect. Hey, praise him. She stand on her disrespect. She said, equal rights. If you can get these young hoes, I can get these young men. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't have to get a stove to do it. Let's praise him. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The righteous pump and dump. Get them. High value massage oil. High value massage hoe. Men date down. Women date up. You know what I'm saying? She didn't hit the wall, y'all. Well, yeah, she did. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say we are happy here. Now, he's taking a break right now. He let me in here because, this ain't really his forte. We got to let the Reverend Pimp Greasy do this when it comes to poetry, debauchery, foolishness, and dereliction. So now, we shall sit up here. Let's listen to what the brother here with the wonderful lineup. I'd say his lineup is immaculate. Look at this lineup. Oh, man. It's better than Steve Harvey's. Look at this lineup on it. He looks a little pasty. He looks a little pasty there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's hear what he got to say.
University for comment tonight. They tell us the report speaks for itself. Now, it is important to note here that Robin is not facing any charges.
She is not facing any charges. She is not guilty. Y'all cannot hear her. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's right. The pastor love them hustlers. Yes, we do. Them hussies, them heifers, they sit in the front row. Yeah, my old lady, my first lady over here, she kind of squirming. But hey, that's what happened. You know what I mean? When there ain't enough men in the church. Now, speaking of which, we need for y'all, because God need to pay these bills in the church of what about these black mamas? We got to pay these bills. So we got to go to a commercial break. And the honorable brother, Just DeAndre, will be back. Yes, I pray, I just wanted to make a little brief thing to the congregation. Hey, you doing? That selection last Sunday was great there. Sister Neek there. You know what I'm saying? A shout out to everybody out there. And remember, by his child support of St. Kevin, we shall be healed. Praise him. Look forward to my next sermon. But let's go ahead and play these on this commercial break. And make sure you hit that button, that button, because God needs likes. Make sure you subscribe and share the stream. Praise him. Oh, how much I don't rip hill. Oh my God. Cash apps for everybody. Here you go.
Hi, this is Char Willie from the JustaskChar Advice channel on YouTube. Join me every Friday night at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for an open panel discussion. You'll find myself, Classic Ruby, and others giving our honest opinion, giving several examples, and problem solving. If you have an email for advice, you can send it to justaskchar@gmail.com. Hope to see you soon. Peace.
Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustaskChar Advice channel on Mixcloud, and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded.
Hey, folks, it's your nighttime. It's your right time DJMuziq, and welcome to Classic R&B Jams Radio. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, playing all the hits from the decades, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. Right here, Classic R&B Jams Radio. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, soulful sound all around town.
All right, y'all. What happened? Oh, I just saw the Reverend run up out of here. He stopped by to give me a word, and I told him I had to, go do something real quick, and it just hit the commercial break for me. So I don't know what happened, but all right. Well, we back. I hope y'all enjoyed that segment. But also, tomorrow is JustaskChar Advice panel, so go check that out on the JustaskChar channel over there. Her and her co-host Classic Ruby, she always gives wonderful advice, and she gives us something to talk about. We kind of jump in our own little head canon, and you will always catch our esteemed Lady Char and Classic Ruby over there with a wonderful conversation. Also with our esteemed Lady Vonda is there, and then I may jump on the panel, or our esteemed brother Sharja will bring his a-hole corner up there and have a conversation and so forth. And then there's article reactions on Saturday with our esteemed Lady Char and our lovely Classic Ruby. Wonderful articles that they bring up and give their take on the articles is always great to check that out. Don't be late because the producer don't play. She don't play. You know, when you come in late, you're gonna be there looking at the replay. So catch it live while we twerking in the chat room. And Sunday is Backyard Barbecue on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. Check it out with our esteemed elder DJMuziq while you washing your car, cleaning your house. You can't go to church like that, so enjoy some wonderful music and support CRBJ. And then we get on to Wednesday, where we have On the Beat with our esteemed elder DJMuziq and our esteemed lady Char Willie, where they have Keep the Beat segment on CRBJ, and then keep that dial right there because there's On the Beat segment, then they have Keep the Beat with esteemed lady Char and Classic Ruby on CRBJ. Starts at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope I got that right. Should have got that right. It better be right. All right. So, and then Thursday, you can come here and check me on the 1/3 show. Okay. So, without further ado, we're into our criminal section of the stream. Okay. We're in our criminal section of the stream. I'm going to bring up a and this is something that is not really something that we don't want to like to talk about, but we will anyway. Okay. And the problem is that when they say that racism is not systemic, when politicians get up there and say America's not racist, and when they get our own kind to say it, it's very disheartening. It's very disheartening. The article is in the chat box. It's also in the description box also. Okay. The article is in the chat box also, in the description box also. So here we go. We are, since we here learning, you know what I'm saying? I think y'all really enjoy when the Reverend makes us stop by and come in and do his thing. So, so here we go. Prosecutor disbarred for withholding evidence that could have cleared black defendants. Richard Rick Jackson surrendered his law license after Stanley Mosey and Dennis Allen served 15 years in prison. A former prosecutor in Dallas County has been disbarred after the State Bar of Texas concluded he had withheld evidence that could have cleared two black men tried for murder in 2000. Richard E. Rick Jackson surrendered his law license last month after after an investigation found that he did not inform the attorneys for Dennis Allen, now 57, and Stanley Mosey, now 62, about witness accounts and other key evidence. These are the brothers in question right here. They did 15 years in prison because the prosecution withheld evidence for their freedom. Bad enough that you got a jury that's going to mess you up, but the prosecutor is working with the police to withhold evidence to send you to jail. These men were tried and sentenced to life in prison for killing Reverend Jesse Barnes Jr., who was stabbed 47 times in 1999 at a leather and woodworking store he owned. The men were released from prison in 2014 based on prosecutorial misconduct and DNA evidence exonerated them. This case is not about someone disbarred for making a mistake or a prosecutor who accidentally or even sloppily failed to turn over favorable evidence. Nina Morrison, a lawyer with the Innocence Project in New York, who worked to clear Allen and Mosley, told Dallas News Observer, this is someone who repeatedly and intentionally hid favorable evidence from two defendants who were on trial for their lives. Jackson, who was fired from the DA's office in 2006, has alleged he did turn the evidence over to the defense attorneys in the case. According to his lawyer, he has retired from practicing law and concurrently drives a tour bus in Alaska. According to the Innocence Project, Jackson is one of the 4 prosecutors who have been disbarred due to misconduct that resulted in the wrongful arrest convictions, including Jackson. 2 are former prosecutors in Texas. Now, here's my question. And I'm glad that they're starting to do this, right? These wrongful arrests, these brothers sitting in jail for time, knowing that they're innocent, setting them up to go for the fall to close the case. Now, their defense attorneys aren't attorneys that they can afford, so they got public defenders that want to be prosecutors one day. So where is their defense attorneys at? If he said that he turned it over, now the defense attorney said we never got it, then they weren't defended properly. So here's the thing. How much money are these brothers going to get for their 15 years in jail for being wrongfully arrested? But you tell us that the system sexual malfeasance. Hold on, let me pull that up. This is why I got my Wow, put his yeah. He's sitting up in Alaska driving a tour bus. I'm like, is he using his pension? I want his pension gone. If he got disbarred, then he don't need a pension no more, right? Because I'm pretty sure they still gonna let him keep his pension. I want his pension gone. What's going on, brother L. Nixon? I want his pensions gone. Prosecutorial malfeasance. Exactly. What happened to justice prosecuting the guilty? This is ridiculous. Yes, it happens all the time. Okay, so we got another one. Y'all ready?
Reports that not.
This is before, sorry. All right, so
new information now on the arrest of the man police say murdered a Yale graduate student. A months-long nationwide manhunt is now over. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland.
Hold on, wait a minute. I want y'all to see this, okay? They had a nationwide manhunt from this guy right here. He murdered a Yale student. The student was murdered, right? Now, I remember with the student, it was Stop the Asian Hate because he got murdered, right? But there's an Asian guy that murdered him. Do we call this Asian on Asian crime? Or do we call this what? What do we call it? Well, this is just crime. Because when it's us, it's black on black crime, right? Well, let's go.
Is live with the mobile newsroom with new information on this case. What's the latest, Matt?
Well, Aaron, we are here at the intersection of Nickel and Lawrence here in New Haven. You can see the memorial for Kevin Jiang. The flowers up here since February. They have died. The shirt has faded. But, you know, ever since that February night, police remain determined. And after a number of months, the man wanted in connection to his death is now behind bars. U.S. Marshals took Ching Shuang Pan into custody this morning in Montgomery, Alabama. They're looking at his mugshot.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm kind of confused here. I'm kind of confused here. Where's Yale? Like, you know what I'm saying? The chat, let me know where Yale's at. I kind of know where Yale's at. But for the chat, for my mods, and for people in the chat, what city is, what state is Yale in? He's even smiling, right? You know, he's even smiling. But what state is Yale in? Hold on, we got this just thing, y'all. Hold on. The Supreme Elder says Sunday we switching to the blue lights in the basement house party starting at 7 p.m. Now back to the clouds for me. Okay, so the Sunday Backyard Barbecue is switching to the blue lights in the basement house party. All right. White Wakanda, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? So Connecticut. So he went from Yale, he killed a man in Connecticut, got all the way down to Alabama. Why is an Asian man running all the way down to Alabama? I think there's more to the story than we want to be let on. And he's smiling about it too. I'm pretty sure Well, let's just let it play. Let's just let it play.
Right here. The 29-year-old had been on the run since early February after police zeroed in on him, first naming him a person of interest and then a suspect, eventually securing an arrest warrant for him in the death of Kevin Jiang, an Army vet and Yale graduate student. Now, New Haven police tell us Jiang was shot to death in the errands of Lawrence Street back on February 6. Cops quickly focused on Pan, who it turns out knew Jiang's fiancée from their time as students at MIT, with investigators looking to see if Pan's jealousy was a motive for the shooting. Now, just days after the shooting, Pan was spotted in suburban Atlanta, Georgia with family, but eluded police, eventually making his way to Montgomery, Alabama, where he was taken into custody overnight without incident. In a statement, the pastors of Jiang's church here in New Haven tell Eyewitness News, "We are grateful for the diligent effort of law enforcement and for the arrest of the suspect. We continue to pray that the truth would be revealed, that justice would be done, and that God would bring healing and comfort to Kevin's family and loved ones." Now, it's expected marshals will return Pan to Connecticut sometime next week, where he'll be held on a $5 million bond, awaiting that murder charge. We're live with the mobile newsroom in New Haven. Matt McFarland, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
Matt, thank you.
So I just wanted to bring y'all that. So this was an MIT graduate. He was going to Yale. He was ex-Army, and he got killed. Now, who killed him? One us, right? So do we get a stop the Asian hate thing for this dude? Oh, because it's one of them, right? And you see how the police was tracking him down immediately. We got black people getting killed, missing, all this other stuff, and we can't get the police to move a budge. That protected minority class, man, I'm telling you, it's a trip. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. All right, well, enough about that, man. We're going to get into some funny, some sad, it's funny, right? So we're going to talk about this. Y'all going to have a good time with this, right? So I'm going to put this in the chat box right here. I'm going to put this right here. So we're going to talk about this right here. Matter of fact, let me put this other one. That's the story that's coming up next. I don't think I put this one up. So I'm going to put this one up. This was the story prior. And this one that's coming next is this one right here. So it's wonderful. Okay. So let me put this on the screen right here. Man, let's do something about this with StreamYard. Jesus. Sorry about that. Kind of rolling back. All right. Anyway.
Rolled from her mother last week. Stark County's Children's Services.
All right. So what we got here is we got a woman that decided that she was going to begin tonight with accusations. We got a woman that decided that she was going to make money off of her child. Well, her child had a terminal illness, and she started getting donations for her child. So I'll let the rest of the story play out. This is a beautiful sister up here. If y'all see this on the screen, man, this sister's looking beautiful. Look at this right here. I told you that sundress season. Look at that sundress. This is what we're talking about, ladies. Char, Ruby in the clouds. Char, remember Ruby was asking about what sundress season? This is sundress season. This is what we're talking about with the sundress season. Hold on, let me calm down before the Reverend come running back in here because he loved himself some sundress season. Anyway, let me play this for y'all.
That have stunned and angered people here in Ohio and across the country. The Stark County Sheriff's Office now investigating claims that a mother faked her daughter's terminal illness just to raise money. 5 on Your Side investigator Scott Knoll tells us how far this mother allegedly took this story.
A judge here in Stark County awarded temporary custody to the girl's father after Children's Services removed the 11-year-old from her mother last week. Stark County's Children's Services Division says it launched an investigation into 31-year-old Lindsay Abul last Wednesday. After receiving concerns, Abul told her daughter the 11-year-old was terminally ill, despite no medical evidence to back it up. According to a neglect and abuse complaint filed with juvenile court, The girl, who we've chosen not to name, was examined by a medical professional who found, quote, there is no evidence to support mother's claims the girl is terminally ill. Children's Services also says the girl had been in counseling for the past 3 years to, quote, learn how to process her own death, and that the mother told the counselor, who's going on maternity leave, the girl may not be alive when the counselor returns. In a court filing last week, the girl's father said his ex-wife set up GoFundMe accounts and fundraisers collecting donations for his daughter's medical care.
Hold on, wait a minute. Listen, in the history, I want to chat in the history, because we hear about what about these black mamas and white women don't do this and all this extra crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, we don't hear about this. What, you know what I'm saying? I have never seen a black woman do this. She's getting child support because she had think about it. If she gonna fake her child's illness, she getting child support too. Then she raising extra money? Karen's a cold bitch. I'm sorry to say it like that, but she's a cold bitch. That's really said that Asian dude was allowed to cross a lot of state lines to make it from Connecticut to Alabama. That is facts. But let me play the rest of this, you know what I'm saying?
He says that Abul told people she has a brain tumor and is going to die, and that his ex-wife even went so far as to interview families to adopt the girl after her mother's death. According to Stark County Children's Services, when confronted with claims Abul fabricated her daughter's medical condition, the mother said, quote, we did not intentionally do that. The Stark County Sheriff's Office says this is an ongoing investigation, but so far, Lindsay Abul has not been charged with any crime. She did not respond to multiple messages we left for her today. A spokesperson for GoFundMe says the fundraiser for the girl is no longer active and that anyone who donated can request a refund. In Canton, I'm 5 on your side investigator Scott Knowles.
Where I was aiming.
All right. So wow. Now, our esteemed Callie Jane in the chat basically said this is what's going on. This is a syndrome, basically, people that want to be sick, that want the attention from being sick and what comes with it, and they claim to being sick. I remember there was an episode on House about this syndrome, where a woman, something wasn't wrong with her, but she was trying to make herself sick or whatever because she liked the attention and all this other stuff, because growing up, her sister was like this, and the sister got all the attention that she didn't. It's a mental illness, but I think this woman did it for money. I think she did it for money. Yeah, they always get to stay home, I noticed. Yeah. She getting child support, she getting GoFundMes, all that stuff. You know, people love a sob story. People have hearts. People want to give money, and you know what I'm saying, to things, you know what I mean, hope and stuff like that. So that's what it is. You know what I mean? And she prayed on that, and she used her daughter. And I'm glad Child Protective Services came in and took her out of the home and gave the child to their father. That's crazy. And you know, it's more to the story that they want to lead on and tell you what's really going on, right? They're protected. We just saw 2 protected classes back to back, right? So we got one more thing. I think we got one more thing with the social thing. But we got a couple more things with the social thing. So we got the next one up here. Got the next one up. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all riding with me. Here we go. This is the next article right here. Now, what people do on YouTube. What people do on YouTube. This was a little long one, but keep it and let's go forward. This is a little long one. She absolutely did it for money. Exactly. So this is the next one that we're going to bring up. This was a YouTuber. This is in the news. Okay. So I'm going to play this for y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it. And matter of fact, can I get a down hold my beer in the chat?
We hit right here, and you can see that thing is smoking. And then we blew right through the back of this thing. Everything was going pretty smooth. We shot.
Now, you already know what this means, right? That's how you saw him beforehand. Now, look at him now. Now, why do you need a gun in your possession that can shoot through a fire hydrant? I'm just letting you know. But here we go.
Got the fire hydrant several times, but the slap rounds were acting a little funny. One of the slap rounds hit like 1.5 feet low and to the right. I say we hit it with one more slap round, but this time aim for the thickest part of the fire hydrant and see what happens. I've been using this gun for a long time now, and I've never had any issues out of it. So before all this happened, we took one last shot, and it was actually really, really cool. The round was stuck out the back of the fire hydrant. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's just stuck out the back. After that, I decided I was gonna take one last shot with a slap round and try to hit the thickest spot on the fire hydrant. So before I loaded my last slap round, I know that there was no barrel obstruction because I literally found the round in the fire hydrant. But this last round that I loaded into my Serbu RN50 was a very, very hot round, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known that this round was as hot as it was.
Well, listen, yes, there was. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if the elder, if you in the clouds, can you come down and bless us in the chat real quick if you got a second? And there's this thing in the military when you're shooting 50 caliber weapon, because this is a 50 caliber barrel, right? He's shooting 50 caliber, right? And if you don't know what a 50 caliber is, if you shoot a person with a 50 caliber, damn, they exploded. So these are armor-piercing rounds, slap rounds, you know, they got phosphorus tracers, all that stuff, right? But what I'm basically saying is, even when you're loading or shooting a 50 cal, you can't shoot it repeatedly like that. It has to be cool, right? When you oil down the barrel, you have to do a lot of stuff because it gets very hot. You know what I'm saying? It gets very hot, and then what will happen is the gun will fire off by itself, right? It'll just start firing without you having to pull the trigger, because of the heat will trigger the cartridge and it will just start shooting rounds. So you got to tap, tap, and pause, tap, tap, pause. You can't just keep your hand on the trigger. And if you look at this barrel isn't as big with the outer and inner tubing to cool the barrel so it does not fire off the round prematurely. So I couldn't know. Of course you didn't, because that damn gun wasn't built for that. That barrel wasn't built to shoot 50 caliber the way that you got it. That's a sign right there. He's part of a subculture that intends to take over the government by coup. That is a anti-material rifle for disabling vehicles. Can take out a wheel of an APC. And this is fact. This is facts. What's Cerulean saying? Let me bring it back. Let's bring it back up here.
Not graphic. All the graphic stuff happened after the fact, and I'm going to tell you all about that, but I am going to show you what happened just so you can see what happened to me that day.
Yes! 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 Go ahead and say it in the chat. Go ahead and clap. Go ahead and clap. Natural selection is a thing, right? Go ahead and clap. Come on now. Come on, for the people in the back. Go ahead and clap. Look at that. Look at that right there. Won't he do it? Yes, he will.
So when I pulled the trigger, the gun exploded almost immediately. So the first thing that went was this cap. And this cap is solid steel, and it is very, very heavy. If you look right here, the threads are sheared off of this gun completely. Safety glasses are on, and this cap You can see this little crescent here. This cap hit me right there. I'm not really sure which way, probably more like this, but it struck me in the face. When this cap hit me in the face, it broke my orbital bone in 3 spots, here, here, and here. It also broke my nose, and that's why I have this on. I've had to have facial surgery to repair all this. That stick up right here. And this is what prevents you from closing the gun when the cap's not on all the way. If the cap is on all the way, it will fit perfectly right here with those ears pushed up against it. One of these is still at the hospital, and this is the one we found. This one zipped right past my head, went inside my hat, blew a hole through it, and took it off my head what appears 7 to 8 feet. Now the other one is what almost ended me. The other ear hit me right here in the throat.
Man, man, man. Oh, buddy, hold my beer.
It proceeded to lacerate my jugular vein and then punctured a hole in my right lung. As for my hand, my best guess is this is what did it. In the video, you can see that the stock almost disappears instantly.
Hold on, what's Cerulean say right here? Hold on, Callie. Way to go, damn. Hold on, what's Cerulean say right here? And he's a farm liar if he claims he used that gun for a long time. That's pieced together a gun from integrated parts. His face, for one, is entirely too close to the scope like an amateur.
I believe it came in a downward motion and hit my finger. About 2 days, I had tubes coming out of the front of my chest, 1 tube coming out of my right side, and 1 tube coming out from behind my collarbone to drain everything around my lungs. Now to carry this little vacuum pack with me. They removed those really quick. I'm healing extremely fast. They kicked me out of trauma within a few days. This happened on April 9th, which is a Friday. I went home the following Saturday.
That wouldn't have happened, Char, if you had that Romeo site. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even be in that situation right now. That Romeo site, yeah. The Romeo site. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Turner! Oh, man. Won't he do it? Yeah, he will.
There is a lot more to this story when it comes to my injuries and everything that I had to do to overcome them. Long story short, I shouldn't be standing here. I should be 6 foot under, and if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Yeah. So let me put this back up here what Cerulean said. Yeah, I saw that too. They put that gun together. They pieced that barrel from something else. They put the cap on it because it was a regular cap that goes at the end of any piping fixture when you deal with metal piping. And basically, it wasn't pressure tested. He didn't pressure test the goddamn barrel, especially with that cap on there. And that's basically what happened. He had a structural failure. Now, if he did not have those safety glasses on, he wouldn't have an eye. Actually, that metal piece would have been in his head. So, my guess, he tried to build a lightweight 50 cal and got a 308 barrel that he bored out, which compromises the integrity of the barrel. Yeah, that's basically what happened. And he had a hot round. He had a hot round in the barrel because he was shooting. That was like the fifth thing he was shooting. I like guns too. I like you know what I'm saying. You shouldn't be almost dying from pulling the trigger. You know what this was? This was every time you watched television when you was a kid and you wondered when Bugs Bunny would put a carrot in the barrel, what would actually happen? He just showed you what actually would happen if you stuff a barrel. Will that really happen? And he actually shows you it actually does happen. Thank you for science, Dale. Thank you for science. Woo. Woo, that was good. That was good. Okay, so moving on, right? We got one last thing to talk about on the social section, and we're coming towards the our last section of it. Please check this out right here. There you go. Now, that is the Bugs Bunny. So hold on, what Cerulean says. 50 cal barrels are meant to be heavy. It's the heaviest part of the 50 cal. Facts. Bugs Bunny. Hey, we all old, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. Like, you fell for the banana and the barrel trick. You sure enough did. So this is the next one. Hope y'all get a kick out of this.
Sharma said the pictures and video.
There is a lot more.
So this is coming
you guys
up.
seen the pictures and video riding alone in the back seat of a Tesla on Bay Area freeways? Well, he is going public tonight. 25-year-old Param Sharma was arrested by CHP yesterday, and he is accused of reckless driving. Sharma said the car was on full self-driving mode while he was just cruising through the Bay during rush hour traffic.
Our correspondent Dan Thorne is live in Dublin tonight and joins us now with more on this story. I hear he says he trusts autopilot more than real drivers.
That's right, Grant and Vicky. Well, as these images were circulating on social media, CHP said that they were getting a flood of calls of a driverless Tesla out on the freeways. The driver says that he was able to do this. Sharma says that he was able to do this by putting the Tesla in the autopilot mode, and he does not think that he was abusing it by doing this. In rush hour traffic, a Bay Area man is caught on video riding in the back seat of a Tesla. With no one behind the steering wheel, the car is doing all of the work in autopilot. The California Highway Patrol, not impressed with the stunt, arrested the man for reckless driving.
I feel safer in the back seat than I do in the driver's seat. And I feel safer with my car on autopilot. I trust my car on autopilot more than I trust everyone on the road.
25-year-old Param Sharma says he's been riding like this for a few years. In this video shared by Sharma, you could see his Tesla driving itself at night as he relaxes in the back seat.
I don't think that should be illegal because the way the car is driving is very safe. So as long as the car is safely operating, it doesn't matter what seat you're sitting in.
Police and some experts disagree.
Mr. Sharma is absolutely endangering himself and everybody around him. It's unconscionable what he's doing.
Wow. They just pulled him over. He said he's done this a lot. Right? Like, man. Woo. Wealth and riches. Look at that. I'm just going to ghost ride the whip, literally. Sean said he would not be filming acting brand new if he was doing that for 2 years. Hey, listen, you know what, Sean? Look, he got the evidence. He got a YouTube channel. I went and checked it out. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't pull it, but yeah, He's been doing it for a while. He's been doing it for a while. Why buy a car with autopilot if you ain't not going to use it? Am I right? hey, Vonnie, look, look. Hey, if you think about it, you couldn't get him from drunk driving, right? Because the car is driving. Hey, listen, 25 in a Tesla, but stop the Asian hate, right? He got a self-driving car. Now, we all know if he was a different skin color, they'd have beat him into the ground, feared for their life, and he would have died at a traffic stop. Stop the Asian hate. Exactly, Sean, exactly. You know how much a Tesla costs? And he's got the full kit Tesla. He was in the back watching TV with his feet off. Exactly. Hold on. So really say, what happens when you go into linear black spot? Tesla still rolls and brakes to halt if he's in traffic and cause an accident. Yep. Yeah. Now, what's happening on Saturday? We're having a meeting of the minds. We're having a special panel on JustaskChar's panel of a group of men that she asked to show up on the panel to talk about their experiences with police traffic stops and things of that nature. And this is the reason why I brought this to light on another myriad of options that we needed to see here. Now, if you look at the privilege, right? Not saying that things don't happen to Asian people, because they do, because two things can be right at the same time. But if you put them against what's going on with us, we don't have that look in our eyes of, why did you stop me? I don't see anything wrong with this. I have the technology. Why can't I use it? And it will be done at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on JustaskChar's panel on Saturday on her channel. So please come check it out. Appreciate all of y'all support and everything. So what do y'all think about that? Check out the article, read it in full. I just wanted to bring this news to you. Now, I want to bring some great news, some wonderful news, right? Because we don't do this enough. And this is a section. The saying was coined, because we gotta give out credit. I don't want nobody super chat me. I ain't got a super chat button. I don't want nobody super chat me and doing 8-hour streams about I don't give no fucking credit. No, it's just a joke. But our esteemed brother Cerulean has this phrase, Ebon Noblese, black nobility. And we need to celebrate black people that do great things. So what I'll try to do every time I do the 1/3 show is bring up a black person that has done something great and should be celebrated. Okay. So here's the article of the person that we should be celebrating. Okay. And if they never said black people never built anything in this nation, we have. And we always got to start over from scratch, because once we get to a certain part, the system decides it wants to hammer us back down into nothingness. But this woman is noble. This woman is great. So all hail to black nobility.
Happy birthday, Mother Fletcher. They want us to forget the story of Tulsa, but you're here to tell it, and we're here to learn it, so that means it'll never be forgotten.
Mother Viola Fletcher, one of the last living survivors of the Tulsa massacre, turns 107 today.
So this is very important. They say that there's no racism in America. They say that racism isn't systemic. They say a lot of things. And this woman is a walking, living proof of 107 years after Reconstruction, after the Civil War, of Black Wall Street and how it was burnt to the ground and those Black people were massacred. And this woman is the last living survivor at 107 years of age. She just recently had her birthday. Let's hail and salute one of our living nobility, our living elders of the past.
Thank you, Mother Fletcher, for fighting for justice. And happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mother Fletcher.
On your 107th birthday, my, has God blessed you to be on this earth for such a time as this.
I'm calling, like so many other, wishing you a 107th birthday and your continued struggle for justice on behalf of those whose life was shattered because of something 100 years ago in Tulsa, in the community of Greenwood.
I'm wishing you a very happy 107th birthday.
Wishing you.
Now, the man that was there was her brother that was also a survivor.
Miss Fletcher, a happy birthday.
We're blessed to have you. Thank you for all. We love you.
I was asleep as far as I've been told. We were all aroused up about getting up and getting dressed so we could leave, you know.
What were you hearing?
The noise of guns shooting, and could smell the smoke, could see the fire flashing, and people, a lot of people running and in a hurry to gather up and leave.
It has been 100 years, and we cannot wait another day. And the only way to truly honor the 100th year anniversary or recognition of the Tulsa Race Massacre and your birthday, Mother Fletcher, is for us to act right now and to pay reparations.
It is a supreme honor of mine as a Southerner and as a patriot to stand behind, beside, and adjacent to you in your fight for justice and immediate reparations concerning the Tulsa Race Massacre.
So basically, and the brother Cerulean puts in the chat, present arms and order arms. This woman went through a traumatic part of her life. She saw her family running, everything that was built burnt to the ground, and she's watched how black people were set back for 107 years of her life and are struggling to come forward. And I can go on a diatribe and I can go preaching and saying this, that, and the third, but I'm not going to ruin or use this as a jab right now, because we're here to celebrate this woman's life, what she's been through, her wisdom. And you can tell that everything is still there like it was when she was in her prime. The way she talks and articulates herself, she's taking wonderful care of herself. She's talking like you and me with no problem. If you've been around a lot of elderly people, some of them don't have that. But at 107, she has her humor and she's living and loving life. And this is what it means to be black, to be noble, to be the nobility that you've been meant to be. So, I like to just bring that to the table. And she's still walking this earth, and she still has her brother there, and there's other survivors. And I'm glad that that's your key to reparations. Those stories, those living testaments, those witnesses. You know, you can't cover that up in a storybook. Exactly. She can go up there and talk and open her mouth, and they can't say, well, slavery was just back then. It doesn't exist. She is walking, living proof that slavery exists in America and is the building block and the founding, fundamental foundation of the capitalist society, which is America. So you being black, you being noble, all these other people get these breaks. All these other people get these preferences. So it's okay if you don't want to attach yourself to someone else's plight that's across seas, or someone else that chose to come to the country where you that were born, and you should be first come, first served because you was here. You see it with this woman's eyes, that was built and that was taken from us by other citizens that caused the insurrection. So don't feel anything for those. Feel only for your own. Salute Ebon Noblese. Salute the black nobility. Well, that's enough of that. I know, you know what I'm saying. I know how y'all feel when I get into my pro-black mode, right? You know what I'm saying? I can't be pro-black, huh? But anyway, more pro-black than the so-called pro-blacks that run around in those spaces. But we ain't gonna get on that right now. Thank you for the mods. Thank you for everybody watching, the people in the chat. Thank you for the support. How many likes do we have? Let me go check. We have 17 likes. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in real quick. You know what I'm saying? Turner! 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 So I appreciate your love and support. I appreciate every last one of you. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. We had a great time. Hope you were entertained, but I really, really hope that you learned something. You learned something about what's going on, things that affect you, and you learn about something that's your history. Oh, I got some more to give. Okay, hold on. Turner! 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 All right. So, appreciate you. Appreciate every last one of you. Thank you. I know it's right now. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon for me, so it should be 12 o'clock in the morning if you're still up on the East Coast. 11 o'clock on Central Standard Time, 10 Pacific Standard Time, and 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you. That was Mountain Standard Time and then Pacific Standard Time. 9. So appreciate every last one of you. Thank you very much for showing up and showing out. And salute to every last one of you. You know, salute to every last one of you. Oh, hey, well, be safe on your trip, brother. Be safe on your trip. Like I said, once again, salute to the nation. Salute to the black nobility, Ebon Noblese. No one will beg you to be great, but we will hold you accountable. Make sure you stop by our esteemed Char Willie's panel tomorrow, and especially on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the Reverend, he just jumped up in his new used car, and he is chuckling down the highway. And he said hello to every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for enjoying. So I'm gonna play this, the outro music. Here we go.
I never think, I never know. I'm stuck and left alone. I've been lost, I've been fine. My cause is not defined. Won't you kiss